we are looking what is a metal semiconductor contact. In that first we studied what is a Schottky contact, and now we can see what is a ohmic contact. So we said that in Schottky contact the current flow is limited in forward direction only, but for an ohmic contact there is no limitation for current flow. That means in both direction, that means in forward as well as in reverse direction, it is possible to conduct the current. So we can see what is ohmic contact in detail. So this we already said that the classification whether it is Schottky or ohmic is based on the work function difference. That means work function between the metal and the semiconductor. Based on the work function of metal and semiconductor, we are doing the classification. And the ohmic contact, we in Schottky contact we already said that if phi m is greater than phi s for n-type material, then this that contact will act as a Schottky contact. So for ohmic contact, the phi m is less than phi s for n-type material. If the semiconductor is n-type material, suppose if the semiconductor is p-type material, then this phi m is should be greater than phi s for ohmic contact. So we can see in detail. So consider an ideal metal semiconductor. Here the semiconductor is n-type junction with metal work function smaller than the semiconductor work function. Then it will form ohmic contact. So we can see in before contact, the Fermi level of metal is higher than that of Fermi level of semiconductor, because this phi m, q phi m is less than compared to q phi s, or phi m is less than compared to phi s. So that's before contact, and we can see that the vacuum level is same for both the semiconductor as well as metal. So that's why we can draw this energy band diagram. So before contact, we can take our references E0, then fix this E0. Based on that work function difference, we can draw this remaining band. So here phi m is less than phi s. That means Fermi level of metal is higher than that of semiconductor. So we are considering n-type material, so we can draw these conduction band near to the Fermi level. So based on the energy band gap, we can draw the valence band. Then mark the difference between this Fermi level and this E0 is q phi s, and EC and E0 is q psi, where psi is the affinity of electron. So that's the ohmic contact. So we can see what will happen if you combine this type of materials together. That means the condition is phi m less than phi s for n-type semiconductor. So we can see what will happen if you are forming a contact. So if phi m less than phi s case, we can see that the Fermi levels are aligned at equilibrium by transferring electrons from the metal to the semiconductor. So if you are making contact, that means after contact formation, it will try to align the Fermi level. So the alignment of Fermi level will happen by transferring electron from metal to the semiconductor, because Fermi level of metal is higher than that of semiconductor. So the electrons will transfer from metal to semiconductor to align the Fermi level at equilibrium. So we can see in figure B, that means after contact, the Fermi levels of metal and semiconductors are in same level. That's called Fermi levels try to align at equilibrium. So this will happen by transferring electrons from metal to semiconductor. So that raises the semiconductor's electron energies related to the metal at equilibrium. So due to this transfer, electron energies of a semiconductor will rise compared to that of metal at equilibrium. So the barrier to electron flow between the metal and the semiconductor is smaller and easily overcome by a small voltage. So in the case of p-type material, the condition is phi m is greater than phi s, result in easy hole flow across the junction. So that we can see later. So unlike the rectifying contact, we can see that here no depletion region occurs in the semiconductor in this case, because the electrostatic potential difference required to align the Fermi level at equilibrium calls for an accumulation of majority carriers in the semiconductor, because the electrons will here the electrons are moving from metal to semiconductor. So here we are taking n-type material. So the electrons, if you are coming to this n-type material, that will be the majority carrier. So the depletion region is will form when a minority carriers are coming to this region. That means if you are considering p-n type junction, so the holes are coming from p-type material to n-type material. At that time, while considering n-type material, these holes are minority carriers, so that will form an immobile charge regions. But here the electrons are coming from metal to the semiconductor, so at the semiconductor side it will be majority carriers. So there is no depletion region, only the accumulation of majority carriers in the semiconductor. So we can see that there is no depletion region. So that is the case of ohmic formation. So there should be the electric fan, there should be a tilt near the semiconductor region due to this accumulation of this electrons. So that tilt will be from metal to semiconductor direction. So we can see that this tilt for this energy bands in the upward direction. So you can see in figure, after contact, all the tilt near this junction is in upward direction and the neutral region remaining flat. So this way the ohmic contact is formed. So that is the thermal equilibrium condition. So after contact, electrons flow from metal into conduction band of semiconductor until thermal equilibrium is reached. Accumulated electrons on semiconductor side prevent further electron movement from metal. That is potential is reduced to phi s minus phi m. So this will happen for an ohmic contact. So at equilibrium condition. So we can see that next we can see that what will happen when if it is forward biased as well as reverse biased. What will happen for this ohmic contact if you are forward biasing as well as reverse biasing this ohmic contact. So we can see that when bias is applied, practically all applied voltage across drop across the higher resistance region, which is the bulk neutral semiconductor. So current is therefore determined by the resistance of the bulk, that is measures property of device. So when it is forward bias or when it is reverse bias, the accumulation of this majority carriers near the semiconductor surface will happen because there is no depletion region. So there is a low resistance to current flow. So this acts as an ohmic contact or non-rectifying contact. That means then the both direction this electron flow will happen. So if it is in forward bias, so we can see that this the electron flow will happen from metal to semiconductor. Similarly, reverse bias also there should be electron flow. So due to this electron flow both in forward and reverse direction, we can say that it is an ohmic contact. So this is the case of n-type semiconductor. What will happen if they are forming ohmic contact? So remember, there is no depletion region because of the accumulation of majority carriers. So that's the ohmic contact. So we can draw this VI characteristics, current voltage characteristics. So ohmic contact have large current in both directions. So we can see the Schottky contact and the ohmic contact. So the first graph, that dotted lines represent the ohmic contact. So we can see that in forward direction as well as in reverse direction we have current flow. Typically the resistance is very small. Since the contact resistance is very small, the voltage will be dropped on the semiconductor. So this is the ohmic contact CV characteristics. So the second figure, Schottky contact, is also given. So for a Schottky contact, only forward direction only current flow happens. At a reverse direction there is no current. That current is negligible because of the depletion region formation. So we can summarize this metal semiconductor contact. So this we can say that here we are considered n-type semiconductor only. So for n-type semiconductor, phi m is greater than phi s, it acts as a rectifying contact, and phi m is less than phi s, it will act as ohmic contact. And for p-type semiconductor, it's just reverse. Phi m is greater than phi s will be ohmic and phi m is less than phi s is rectifying. So in next video we can see the Schottky and rectifying contact of metal as well as p-type semiconductor. Next, we can see how we can draw a Schottky conduct or Schottky barrier for p-type semiconductor if our semiconductor is p-type material. So we already discussed how we can draw this Schottky conduct for n-type material. So we can see that before this the condition for this p-type material to be a Schottky conduct is that phi m should be less than phi s, and for n-type material the condition is phi m greater than phi s, then only that will form Schottky conduct. So now it is phi m less than phi s, so we can see in figure it is the figure for before conduct. So we can see that phi m is less than phi s, that means Fermi level of metal is higher to that of semiconductor. So we know phi m is the work function of metal, phi m is the work function of semiconductor. Here phi m is less than phi s, and q psi represents the electron affinity, that means the energy difference between the vacuum level and the conduction band. So we can see what will happen if it is form a junction. So we can see in figure, if it before contact, we can see that the Fermi level of metal is higher than that of semiconductor, but if it is forming contact, it will try to align the Fermi level. So to align the Fermi level, the holes will move from semiconductor material to this metal. So the holes region get a negative charge and metal got a positive charge. So while considering the semiconductor, now this semiconductor near the junction, it is a minority carriers, that means it will form a depletion region, and based on that depletion region the electric field strength will happen, and due to that electric field strength this energy band tilt will happen near the junction, and we can see that this energy band EV, EC all are tilt according the direction of this electric field. That means the electric field direction is now from metal to semiconductor. So we can see that the Fermi level aligning at equilibrium by giving this holes by moving the holes from semiconductor to metal. So there should be a creation of contact potential V0, and V0 is equal to phi s minus phi m, and we can also see the QV0 is represented in this figure, so that W represents the depletion region width, and potential barrier for electron injection is phi p. So after forming this depletion region, further electron holes movement and will not happen. So that is the Schottky barrier in p-type semiconductors. So next we can see how the ohmic contact formed in p-type semiconductors. So we already discussed in detail how the ohmic contact formed in an n-type material. So here we can see how we can draw this if it is a p-type material. So this we can see that the first figure shows before contact. So we can see that the condition for ohmic contact for p-type material is phi m greater than phi s. So we can see in figure the Fermi level of metal is lower than that of semiconductor, that means phi m is greater than phi s, and we can see the q phi m and q phi s difference, that means phi m is greater than phi s. So that is before contact, the Fermi level of semiconductor is higher than that of metal. So if it is forming contact, the Fermi level tries to align, that means they make in same level. So to form this for this alignment, the holes will flow from this metal to semiconductor. So the whole so the semiconductor happen accumulation of majority carriers, that's why there is no depletion region formation. So due to this there should be an electric field strength, and due to that electric field strength the tilt will occur in from semiconductor to metal. So we can see in figure near this junction there should be a tilt for all the energy band, and in the bulk region the energy bands are flat. So this way we can draw the ohmic contact and Schottky contact for p-type material. So this ohmic contact in both the direction, this majority carrier flow will happen, so that that means in forward direction as well as in reverse direction there should be a current for this ohmic contact. That's why it is called non-rectifying or ohmic contact. So this way we can draw the contact figures for this p-type semiconductor as well as metal.